Adjusting to sensory issues common in older adults, noise issues and interventions. If it's too loud, help them get some hearing aids or hearing earplug things. And again, you can get them from Walmart or Amazon or those places that can help block out some of the ambient noise so it turns down the volume. If it's too soft, help them work with an audiologist to get hearing aids if needed. If they've got tinnitus ringing in their ears, oh my gosh, it's maddening. It is maddening, and it can feel deafening sometimes. There are apps that you can get on your phone, or you can use just videos that have ambient noise like birds or white noise or brown noise or pink noise that compete, if you will, with the buzzing, hissing, ringing, whatever sound the person has that's their tinnitus. And it helps distract the brain from that sound. They haven't found a way to cure tinnitus yet, but that can definitely help. If there are certain trauma triggers, figuring out what they can do to feel safer. As I told you before, I startle easily. Loud noises make me jump, make me startle. And I can't completely eliminate that. We have wood floors, we have dogs, and we have Amazon delivery. So somebody's going to bark at some point. And, I can jump, but I can remind myself I'm safe. It's all good. It's just the dog. Lighting issues. If it's too dim, invest in mobile lights or reading lights that you can put by each person's chair in order to, like easy chairs, in order to increase light in their particular area. There are a lot of ways to increase the brightness in rooms now. They've got some really bright LED bulbs, but that's something between you and corporate and, whatever about what you're going to do to make sure that it's bright enough during the day. Flickering lights. Not only is it stressful and annoying, but if somebody has a seizure disorder, it can trigger a seizure. So get rid of the flickering lights. If you can get rid of all what are they called? Fluorescent lights. That would be wonderful because fluorescent lights tend to flicker at some point. But recognize flickering can cause headaches. It can cause moodiness. It can cause seizures. If the light is too bright, too harsh, or too much glare, what can you do? There are glare reducing shades that you can use. For example, if you've got a south-facing window and the light just like beams in and is too bright for people who are trying to watch TV. All right, arranging that so there's not a lot of glare coming off the television. And older adults, because those senses take longer, have difficulty, their eyes have difficulty adjusting to light. So when they go from dark to light, like when you leave a movie, and you've been in the dark for 2 hours and your eyes are adjusted to that, you walk out and it's 2 p.m. and you're like, oh my God, it's bright. Well, older adults take longer to adjust. So be sensitive to that and give them a minute so they can see clearly. Same thing from light to dark. If they're going from a well-lit room to a dim hallway, it's going to take their eyes a minute to adjust. If they are leaving their dark room to go into a lighted hallway, it's going to take their eyes a minute to adjust. That's going to be shocking. So allow them time to adjust and recognize they're not trying to be slow. They're not trying to be challenging. Their brain just needs a second to catch up. In high movement environments, because a lot of older adults have poor vision or poor peripheral vision, announce yourself. If you're coming in the room, announce that you're coming. A couple of the facilities, I wear heels. So a couple of the facilities that I went into, they didn't have carpet. So it was really hard not to hear me coming because I sound like a Clydesdale. But it is important to announce yourself so you don't walk up behind somebody and scare them. Preferably, if you want to talk to somebody, walk around in front. Even if you think they did hear you coming up behind, walk around in front before you start speaking to them. Position people so they can see entrances and exits and people moving around them. Most of us don't like a lot of stuff going on behind us and around us. It puts us a little on edge. So try to adjust your sitting areas and your group areas so the person doesn't have a lot of movement behind them, and make sure they can adjust their personal areas so they feel safe and they can see the entrances, they can see the windows, they can see the doors. If the door is in a vestibule, consider setting up a mirror so they can see if somebody comes in. Allow the adult to adjust to changes in light levels. We talked about that. And if you're maybe you have somebody who's aging in place, or maybe you're having a family weekend at the facility and grandkids are coming, which is wonderful. We all love the energy and enthusiasm of children and dogs and whatever, but it can be overwhelming. So it's important to have a slow movement zone. If you're in this area, you're not going to be running. You're not going to be, moving around really quickly and stuff. It's a slow movement zone. And that is a great place for people to be able to relax and know that they're not going to have some, 6-year-old zooming through like a little crazy person. For smells, we can add positive smells for reminiscence. Maybe people remember the smell of pine sol, or a certain type of coffee, or whatever. Have people think about what smells do you remember that make you smile, and add those to the environment. It is so easy to find a lot of those things in fragrance oils or essential oils, or even just cooking spices now. Then there are the noxious or traumatic smells. Paint. Oh my gosh, paint gives me a headache. So if they're painting, have to have the windows way open, have to have fans blowing. That can be really helpful. That may not always be possible with every noxious smell, but it is important to be sensitive to smells that people find particularly offensive. They may need to stay in their room if there's a smell that really bothers them. They may need to have air fresheners that they can spray in their room. There are things. They may need to put Vicks Vapor Rub underneath their nose, which is a trick I learned from my husband when he was on patrol. It's what they did when they had to deal with a dead body, but so they didn't have to smell it. But putting Vicks Vapor Rub under your nose, you're not going to smell a lot. So that can dull any triggering smells that are in the environment.